So here's the thing that I've noticed about females when they compliment each other. They don't really mean anything they say to each other.
Yeah.
It's all to sabotage. Oh, no, it's okay. You be a... Oh, no, it's okay. Be fat. No, exercise your sexual liberation. They do that, right? Because, I don't have to compete with this chick no more. Yeah, be a loser. Be a loser. Women give each other self-destructive advice all the time. Well, every single time. Girls in a happy relationship with a guy, oh, you should leave him. What are you doing? Why are you cooking for him? Why are you cleaning for him? Are you a slave? Come on, girl. What's wrong with you? And it literally perpetuates why so many women stay single. There's nothing worse than having a girlfriend and she hangs out with her single friends. They're going to poison her.
There's this trope that I've heard from people in the military. There's like a story where when women start basic training, they're all friends and they all get along. And then by the end of it, they all hate each other.
Yeah.
When men start basic training, they're all arguing and fighting. And by the end, they're all working together.
Yeah.
That like the social dynamics are inverted.
Yeah. Men bond over like a shared goal.
Well, so
versus women aren't like that.
So my understanding was what men are actually doing is figuring out who's the most capable to lead. Oh, and so the head butting and chest bumping is like roosters being like, I'm in charge. No, I'm in charge. And then after the trials and tribulations, the men figure out who actually is the best and then align themselves based on that perceived hierarchy.
Right.
Whereas women are in constant competition with each other for the best men.
Yep.
So by the end of it, they're all like, I got to sabotage.
Well, this is why people get mad at me for saying this, but this is why you need male leadership. Like, men aren't capable of leading anything in a relationship except the end of it. So it's like, God, you need that male leadership and that male instruction. You know, a woman without instructions headed for destruction. And this is a jerk. But if you look at it, you look at the things that like women are attracted to in men. They're all inherently centered around leadership, dominance, strength, perseverance, capability, competence, etc. It's all survival traits that women look for in men. Men don't look for any of these things in women. We don't care about how much money a woman makes, her success, or her income, or any of that stuff, because women look for that. Men look for replication value. Women look for survival value. You want young and hot. They want capable, strong, etc.
Makes sense.
Look at the bad boy. He kind of like shows leadership. He shows strong. He shows a guy that can actually fight. And even though he's not the best option, pretty much, the bad boy shows those traits. So you're right.
And here's the other thing, too, with men. Like, men naturally fall in a hierarchy of dominance and success and competence because there's always that threat of violence, right? Because men are willing to fight, right, to express themselves to a degree, right? And then and they just kind of fall in line. With women, it doesn't really operate that way. They did I'll never forget this, Survivor, right? They put the men and the women and pitted them against each other.
2 different islands.
Right, 2 different islands. Dude, the women were like arguing about if they were going to hunt and kill the animal. They couldn't make fire. They couldn't make shelter, etc.
Bro, it's worse
what
than
ended up
that.
happening, so check this out. Very interesting. I forget what season it was, but someone in the chat's probably going to put it. So the guys, they end up building fire. They end up building a home and everything
Tiki
like that.
bar.
Right? They build everything up and they're good, right? They're hunting and they got their stuff going, right? So the women figure out, okay, we don't know what we're doing. We're living like we're terrible, right? So the chicks go over to the lower status males in that group and tell them, hey, listen, could we get some of your resources, blah, blah, blah. And they finesse them. And the guys, right, the simps that they are, go ahead and give some of the resources, right? And that causes turmoil with the other guys. So the women knew if we go to the weaker guys, right, the beta males, I hate to use those terms, but we go to those guys, we could manipulate them and get some of their resources. That caused a bunch of infighting with the guys. This is what happens when female comes in and men aren't strong.
There was another show where they put men and women on 2 different islands, and the women were crying, lost, super upset. They and the feminists argue that the show is staged to insult women because it's hilarious and it goes viral. But there was like one where the women are like, we need to find water, so we're gonna go search for water. We'll be back, and they started walking in circles. And then once they walked past the same icon, this woman broke down, started crying, being like, "How does this happen? Like, how are we lost?" It's like someone who's never walked in the forest doesn't realize how easy it is to get lost because you don't realize when you turn. If like you're walking through the trees aren't a straight path.
Yeah.
So like, I recently walked around an island, and the path you're walking on feels straight.
Yeah.
And then you walk like 2 miles, and you're like, we just walked in a big circle. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's slightly curved, but it's so big you don't know you're going in a big circle.
And men have far more. They know that like this is scientifically proven. Men have more spatial awareness. This is why men are better with directions and being able to manipulate the world, you know, and that's why we're better at building things. And it's not to say that men are better than women, but we're just better at certain things that tend to deal with infrastructure. So it's like, it's very interesting how, and I've said this before, guys get so mad, not guys, but like people get mad at me for saying this, but men need to understand that women are hardwired to extract resources from, like that's what they're hardwired to do. When it comes to true, you know, raw survival, etc., that's what women do. They use their beauty to extract resources for men, and it's on you to make sure you don't get finessed.